Well, welcome to Hamilton County Newsmakers. I'm Perry Williams, your host. And alongside me is a regular on the show, the Westfield Chamber President, Jack Russell. Welcome, Jack.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, we just finished up. First of all, thank you for coming today. I know you're kind of a little bit under the weather, not feeling well, but
Michael Jordan played with a fever. So
that's right, and he did well in that game, right?
Yeah.
The one thing, of course, we just got a little taste of some of the things that we got coming up here in Hamilton County TV to do better broadcasting and everything. So now we're maybe running a little bit late on the show, but that's the reason why.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of the things that is going on at Westfield Chamber. In fact, this morning you had your chamber coffee, and it was at a new location today, right?
Yeah, so we had it at Crossroads Church on 191st Street. DK New Media came and talked to us about, how no matter if you're in marketing or different components of a business, it's important to be disciplined, have a process, and then implementing that process in anything you do. So that was a neat way of doing it. We also talked about how networking is no longer sharing business cards. It is getting to know the person. So it was fun this morning.
Yeah. The one thing about it, the reason that you moved to a new location is your old location got a little crowded, right?
Yes, it
so
did.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, we love it.
Because, you have to be pretty disciplined to get to a meeting at 7:30 in the morning, okay?
Right. And lately it's been raining, so now at 7:30 it's also raining. So.
Well, let's talk about, I think you have your luncheon coming up here. Is that your next event?
So we posted it in our newsletter today. I would say our pretty big announcement was that our May luncheon next week is with Scott Goodyear. He's going to come and speak, and that's going to be at the Palomino Ballroom. So this is our third month at the Palomino. People seem to enjoy it there. But having Scott Goodyear will be a fun time.
Yeah, tell him a little bit about Scott and a little bit about.
Yeah, so he's a race car driver, IndyCar driver, and he's an analyst now for, I believe, ABC. But he has Holiday Properties Group, which is a member of ours, has helped us bring him in and have us talk with him. And I'm sure, last year we had Derek Daly in May, great stories, and I'm sure it'll be the same this year.
The one great thing about the Westfield Chamber is your luncheons. You always have great guests and very interesting. So
I appreciate it.
That's a great thing going on. Business after hours in May too, right?
Yes. So we just had our last one. We had it at Randall Dermatology, and I only bring that one up because they did Botox demos. They did these things. So they had all this stuff going on. One of our goals this year was not to just show up as a business, have them be interactive with our members. And so this month we're going to do some tours of the new apartments that they have there. We're going to do some icebreakers. So it's not just 2 hours of sitting. It's going to be some fun events.
Well, that's great. That's great. Of course, we do it. You also, with the Westfield Chamber, work very closely with the Fisher's Carmel Group and with Northern Hamilton County and with Noblesville. Any breakfasts coming up here?
We do. We have May 12th, and this is a new one for us. It's our all-county breakfast. It's at Conner Prairie, and that is going to be with the county officials. So we're going to have county council and the county commissioners talk about projects and their hopes for 2017. So should be good.
Yeah, I think the one thing that the county chamber has really done a good job is trying to blend those important things for us as far as the county, like our educational systems.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a long list of several months there of your state legislators and senators coming in and speaking, and now you're going to the county level. So all those things are really, really a great thing to do.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about what else you got coming up here.
Well, so our first Thursday, so June 1st, that's coming up, our Westfield Young Professionals are voting, and I don't have the results yet, but this year we redid it so that the first 5 months we went to different businesses, different restaurants, and we gave them the ability to really entertain, show some hospitality to our young professionals, and the winner will be our June 1st get-together, and they'll be awarded our hospitality award This is something new. We wanted to make sure that we engage the businesses, the restaurants, because at a luncheon, again, you're serving lunch, and at a business after hours dinner. So that was one of our big ones. And then, of course, June 12th is our golf outing, which is the biggest event for us in the year.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that more in detail. Some of the things about the golf outing, and first of all, are you filled up yet, or
so we're about a little over halfway to our goal. Our goal every year is 30 foursomes, and right now I think we're at about 18 or 20. Usually towards the last 2 weeks we always get it filled up. But this year, one of the big things, Mike Deck with ERA Real Estate Links is providing a trip for the putting contest, and the winner will get a trip either to these 4 locations, which are Nice, France, the Bahamas, Mexico, or Flagstaff, Arizona. So
Wow.
that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Now, this is going to be at a very good member of yours, Bridgewater Club, right?
Yes.
So,
yes, we're excited about that.
yeah, and they host a lot of your luncheons and everything. They're a great supporter of Westfield Chamber.
Absolutely, and we have seen that people really enjoy going out there and playing golf. It's a fun course. Pete Dye, I believe it's a Pete Dye course. But really, it's the atmosphere that the Bridgewater brings is always fun for our golfers. And this year, we've really opened up our tee sponsorships to all of our members as well. So you'll have 18 different businesses at every hole entertaining our golfers. So it should be some fun stuff going on all day June 12th.
I'm sure of this. You're always looking for more sponsors.
Always looking for more sponsors. Now, again, we've done a great job this year providing value, showing value. So our tee sponsorships, I think I have 1 tee sponsorship left.
Really?
And I have 3 green sponsorships left.
And what are the prices on those?
Yeah, so a tee sponsorship is $300. We also are very selective. We want to make sure that this person's not just going to put a sign out. We want them to be interactive. And then our green sponsors are $100. We still have 2 closest to the pens, which are $500. Other than that, those are the things that we have left. We're excited about that with still 5 weeks left until our golf outing.
Yeah, so it's for sure that probably you will fill that out.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Here, I would imagine in the next week and a half, we'd probably get the sponsorships done. And in the next 3 weeks, we'll have our 30 foursomes.
Well, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. What are some of the other things that you're looking at down the road, or some of the things that the Westfield Chamber is working on, maybe with the city, or some of the projects?
Yeah.
I know you have a meeting tomorrow at lunchtime on some different things. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on,
Right.
what the chamber's involved with the city of Westfield too.
Yeah, so the first thing that we've been working with is DK New Media. We've now implemented a podcast. So we're going to be doing a podcast and a business forum at Titus Bakery on May 23rd. And what we want to do with that is, again, it's not that typical type of networking. We're going to have people around the table talking about who they are, what they do. We're going to do our live podcast. We're going to have Terry, who owns Titus Bakery. She's going to talk about her business. We'll probably bring in another couple other businesses. So that's exciting stuff that we have going on with that. And really, that technology piece that we've continued to add, whether that's Drive Your Business or our Facebook Live videos and things like that. So we're excited about the podcasts. When it comes to working with the city, we right now, some of our goals are to maybe start to implement, whether that's working with Hamilton County Tourism, some signage for restaurants and different businesses in the community out at Grand Park. Kind of like downtown Noblesville has those great signs. That's something that we've kind of taken a look at. But really also kind of looking at our current membership and seeing where we can diversify and where we can add new businesses and what we need to start looking at in the future. Hospitality is great, restaurants are great, but also how do we bring in large employers? How do we bring in that technology, that innovation piece? Because Indiana is one of the largest tech places in the country. So how do we benefit from that as well? So we once a month meet with Mayor Cook and have those conversations, and it's been really well. You know, our biggest struggle right now in Westfield is workforce, and we are not alone in that conversation. You know, when we all get together at Ivy Tech the different communities, that's the number one thing that comes up is how do we find a workforce? How do we do this, this, and that? And really, you have to think regionally. I was up in Tipton. They're doing a great program, the Pride program. The WCE, I think that's Work Certificate, Work Ethics Certificate, WEC. Tipton's doing a great job. I was amazed by the numbers that the Tipton schools gave us. 94% graduation rate, 22% are in kind of those skilled trades type programs. So really, we ought to start thinking outside of our boundaries and take a look at what other communities are doing right and kind of feed off of that.
And I also know, what is it, once a month you get together with all the chamber directors for
Yeah.
a breakfast or a lunch?
Yeah,
and
we usually meet at Church Hiddle, and we talk a little bit about, during the legislative session, we talk about different bills and seeing where they're at in the agenda. And going forward, I think we'll be more proactive as a county chambers, all of us, at the county level. I think, to me, I think what I've seen is local, and the closer you are to people, the more impact you can make. And obviously, we're all different. We're all differently proactive in our own communities. But as a county, I don't think a lot of people know who represents them. I don't think they know that, and I think that's just something that we are taking a look at going into 2017, 2018.
Jack, I know that since January and here it's just May, but probably we keep reading in the newspapers and in the media and everything about, and always at the top of the list is the city of Westfield, on schools, on growth, and those different type things. Grand Park. Now, we're in our third year there,
Yep.
and there's still a lot of talk, a lot of things going on out there. A lot of people excited about that and coming there. A lot of positive things are being said out there. Talk a little bit about the growth you've had this year with new businesses coming to town, and most of them probably surrounding. Grand Park, okay, because Titus Bakery, all those things that are going out on the west side. But the one thing, people, you're just now seeing a little bit, but you got to get into a couple of streets in there off of 32. But there's a lot of things going on at the Grand Junction. Is that
we
what
have the Grand Junction Plaza, which is starting to actually
take shape now.
Yeah, which is great, and Grand Millennium. But like you said, our chamber last year added 72 new members. So far this year, we've added 30. So over 100 new members in a year and a half almost.
Which is kind of, if you check around and check with the Indiana Chamber, there's probably not any chamber that's having that growth, that amount of growth.
Right. And I would say a lot of it too is businesses outside of Westfield that want to do business in Westfield. I always tell people our three biggest industries that we've improved and we've gained significantly are the health industry, and that is very prevalent. If you go on 32 with the Riverview building, you got St. Vincent's Carmel, you have IU Health, Ortho Indy, Methodist Sports. Then you have hospitality, which clearly with food and those type of services, and then financial or those type of business services we've seen a lot of as well. Legal, along with some financial banking and things like that. But to grow over 100 members in a year and a half, we're a 400 member chamber, and a year ago, 300, which there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between 3 and 4 when you talk about it that way. And it's really, I think part of it is that we have created programming, we've created opportunities, because I always tell our board as well, there will become a time where we are what we are at whatever number that is. We better have some opportunities and show value to those that stay. It's great that we do a lot of great things for new businesses, but what are we also doing for businesses that have been around for a long time and supported us when we were a town or a small community? So those are the things that we're asking ourselves as we continue to grow and continue to improve our opportunities. You talked about luncheons. I always am a big component of saying, it's not $20 to come to a luncheon. Everybody's worth something. And if you're gone for 3 hours of your business and you wear all the hats, it could be $100 an hour which may cost you now $320 to go to that luncheon. So we've got to bring in innovative and fun and speakers, but also bring in people that you don't see every time. Make it so that you're a little uncomfortable when you walk in, because it's not always the same faces. You want to be able to connect that way. So that's something that we've really, I think, done a great job of over the past year and a half.
And I think the one thing that you're going to see a big insurge here in Westfield right away. The Hampton is long awaited motels in Westfield to go along with Grand Park.
Right.
The Hampton just opened, and when I was out at Grand Park the other day, the Camry's coming along really well. So those are 2 motels that you're going to have plugged in there, which probably right around 200 rooms.
Yeah.
Now the money will be spent right there in Westfield to help all those restaurants and bakeries, and because you can really you can get some donuts in Westfield.
Yes, you can. We got plenty of them, but along with those hotels, with Hankey's development, with the Edge Rock development, Grand Millennium, you're really looking at potentially 6 new hotels over the next couple of years. But when the Carmel mayor calls your mayor and says, "Hey, thanks for having all my hotels booked up," you gotta start looking at that. Even the Kokomo mayor calls and says, "Hey, thanks, we appreciate it."
Yeah. But those are things that growing pains that I think people don't realize that Grand Park's going to is a great asset to the Westfield community, and I think that with the things and the moves they've made out there. As far as people-wise and some of the things that are going on. Because, the one thing a big event that I know you're excited for as a chamber president is this archery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We get phone calls a lot so far,
Yeah.
We hey, where's the best place to, we're bringing an RV, where do we go? And we get all those questions. And it's fun to be able to answer those questions, and that's part of our job. I don't think a lot of people know what a chamber does, and we are kind of that first person that businesses, or when people come to a community, they contact. And it's my job, it's Missy's job, it's our board's job to be able to answer that phone and say, yes, you should go here, you should go there. That's why I'm always out and about listening to stories. Chiba Indy that just opened up. It's our new sushi restaurant, very unique to Westfield. Got to go over and meet Keith and listen to his story, so that when I pick up the phone next time, I can say, hey, you've got to go visit Keith. This is what Keith does. Or, I've got to be able to tell, not only go to Grand Junction, but go visit John at Grand Junction. So getting to know them personally has really been a unique factor of how we kind of sell ourselves, because I'm not saying go to Grand Junction. I'm saying, hey, go to John, who owns Grand Junction. I know the names and the faces, and that's really been a huge change for when people pick up the phone, because they're able to now walk into Grand Junction and go, hey, is John here? And have that interaction with the business leader and a visitor, and they're going to remember that next time they come. So that's huge for us.
Yeah, Grand Junction also opened
up
another
one,
brewery, and then you also have a winery coming in, and they're young millennial people too. So it's got to be exciting being you right now.
We love it.
Well, what else you got, Jack? We've covered a lot. Though,
we've got a lot of stuff. We just have on an average month we have 4 events, and on a busy month like June, going into July with the Hampton Inn opening up with our golf outing, that's it could be up to 8 to 10 events. But really, it's we do it because we love it, right? So, I love being able to wake up every day and be able to go and visit businesses, and
it's something new every day too.
It is something new every day, and it's just so diverse. And I always tell Missy, okay, my calendar is not as full on Monday, but it will be full on Friday.
Yeah.
Just because I want to be accessible to our businesses.
Well, run through before we go off the air here. Run through the events coming up here in the next couple of weeks, so people can, and also tell if they're interested in attending these events, the number to call or what to do.
Absolutely. So we've got a couple. So May 12th is our all-county get-together. It's discussing the county council and the commissioners at Conner Prairie. May 18th is our luncheon with Scott Goodyear at the Palomino Ballroom. May 25th is our business after hours at Maple Knoll. And I'll just end with the last two, which are June 1st is our get-together, and that's a TBD for our young professionals. And June 12th is our golf outing. Anybody, you can find it right there. 317-804-3030. You can also contact me, Jack.Russell at Westfield-chamber.org.
Sounds good, Jack. Well, we covered a lot of things for the Westfield Chamber, and I'm sure that when you come back next month in June, you'll have a list just as long or maybe even longer with June and July and those months coming up. I appreciate you taking time out to stop by today and being a trooper, not feeling 100% to be here. And thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Love it.
So I'll see you next week.